Welcome back, everyone. This is Julie, and this is Two No Critics on a Cat. I am missing my sister, but I'm here with my Federica. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
How are we doing this week? Are we okay?
We
We
are
are doing
surviving.
okay.
Yeah, we
We
are
are surviving.
surviving. We're getting along each day.
To
So
be
yeah,
fair, I
all good.
literally said to my tattoo artist today, I said that I was so tired from Friday, and it's already Monday, so I get it.
Yeah, it's like weekends are a blur.
It's just a little blur, but yeah. This
Yeah.
today we're doing a little episode just on a little comfy episode in between me and Federica because we both saw the drama and it came out
Mm-hmm.
and it had a lot of publicity and stuff like that. So we actually wanted to speak about it a little bit. And yeah, I think we can dive into it.
Yeah.
We are gonna dive into it with spoilers. So just be aware
Mm-hmm.
that if you do want to see it, we are going to be spoiling the movie. And I know it came
Yeah.
out just about a week ago, but I feel like people are not going to be incredibly mad about the spoilers. So hopefully.
I mean, it does get revealed quite immediately, probably in the first maybe
Yeah, I
20
would say
minutes
20
of the
minutes,
movie,
but
if I'm not
also it's
mistaken.
like
Yeah.
I feel like yeah, starting to talk about it. I feel like the publicity about the movie was done very well because I
Yeah.
promise you that I could not understand what was going on in this movie. I was like, what is it?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what is it? Just tell me what is going on.
Yeah. Yeah, they build up a lot of curiosity
Definitely.
around what is the thing that makes the movie like snowball
What is the
towards
drama? Like, why
drama.
is this
Yeah,
too?
what is the
Because it
drama?
looks like they're fine, and then you see some
Yeah.
shots in the
And even the
trailer.
when they're doing the photo shoot, they
Yeah,
look so
I
awkward.
genuinely thought that I don't know it was an arranged marriage or like something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I generally thought that she had killed
no,
somebody.
genuinely, me too. Honestly, I
I thought it was like, oh, the secret was that a week prior she had done a
or
murder.
maybe that she would
No.
end up doing it like murdering him
Oh,
or
yeah,
something.
that she was plotting. Yeah,
I was
exactly.
so
Or that
confused.
was, yeah. No, it was not that. It was a common occurrence in America.
Hmm.
It's a common, let's say that it's a social plague
Yes,
in
definitely.
America, but it's more common there than in anywhere
Yeah.
else. Basically, the story goes we have this couple. You get to live through the way that they met and how their love story is evolving through the groom's
Yeah.
speech, because Robert Pattinson character is writing a speech for the
Yeah.
wedding, so it kind of like tells us the story of how they met, how they went on the first date and all blah 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 blah. So you have the little meet cute where he's like pretending to have read the book that she's reading, so he approaches her, like takes a photo of the video of the book, then does a quick Goodreads deep dive. Then he goes to her and just try to strike a conversation. But she's deaf from
Yeah.
one ear. So he sees that she's wearing one headphone, so he talks to her. She completely
She
like
blanks him out.
blanks him out immediately. So it's like he's losing his confidence. And then she turns around like, oh, sorry, I'm deaf. And she looks at him and she does this weirdest thing, which is like, do you want to do a do
Yeah.
over? Which is really, really
It's
nice. So
really
it's like a
cute.
proper meet
Yeah,
cute.
I think
Yeah.
it was really cute for her to actually be like, "Oh, do you want to try again?"
Yeah. And then they are having dinner with the best man and
Hmm.
bridesmaids, which are two friends of hers and him. And they're having like the last menu trial that you do for a wedding, like before you actually settle on a menu that you want for your ceremony. And they are drinking wine, slightly tipsy, so they're starting like talking to one another, and they ask us like, what is the worst thing that you ever done in your life? Confess. So each one of them says one thing that they've done in the past, or like either mean things, like one of the bridesmaids, which by the
It's
way,
so much
what she's done,
worse.
it's so much worse, but
Anyway,
we all like blank through it, but whatever. The bridesmaid is like, oh, when I was young, I had like an
yeah,
autistic
yeah.
neighbor, and we were like talking or playing or whatever. At the end of the day, she got annoyed and she closed him in the closet
The
and
problem is
then
that
ran
she
away.
didn't check on him.
And she didn't check on him and she left
Yeah.
him there. And then the parents of this little kid came to her door, asked her what it was, and then they find him.
And she
So
didn't
that
say
was like
anything, but
really
then they
mean.
found him at the end, blah, blah, blah. But
Exactly. So like that's really dangerous because it could have stayed trapped in there and never been found. Like and she's like trying to justify herself by saying, "Oh, if they wouldn't have found them, I would have
yeah,
said
but
what it
maybe it was
was."
going to be
Like,
too
yeah,
late.
exactly. So they all confess something. Then it comes to Zendaya's character's turn, and she's kind of like fidgeting a little bit, not wanting to confess like everybody else. And then in the end, she's like, "Oh, when I was young in high school, I planned and almost go through a mass shooting in my
Yeah.
school. I had my dad's rifle. I was practicing shooting, and that's how I got
Mm-hmm.
deaf in 1 year because while I was practicing, the bullet the rifle ricocheted, and I just got
Yeah.
deaf in 1 year. But it's like, yeah, but I never went through with it, and that was it.
And then
And
silence.
then there's silence. Everybody's in shock. Like the bridesmaids gets all outraged because her sister is a
A
victim
cousin, I
of
think.
her
Mm.
cousin, sorry, is a victim of a mass shooting. So she's paraplegic and it's on a wheelchair. So she's like, this is really unsettling. I don't know how to accept this. No, this is outrageous. How dare you? How could you do this? And she's like, but I actually haven't done it. As I said, it's like I thought about it, but I then didn't do it. And everybody's like super shocked. And this is where the whole
Drama
in
starts.
the 3 days that lead to the wedding, Robert Pattinson character starts having doubts. Like he doesn't know, I don't know you. You kept this from me. How can I marry you if I don't know who you
Yeah.
are? Tries to justify the reason why she's done it, just to make sense of it, to he starts rethinking his speech. So all the things that he said about her, like she was the thing that he loved about her, that she was kind, that she was so empathetic, that she was lovely, such a gentle
He starts
woman,
thinking about,
is
like,
like,
he starts giving it the other weight as, like, what is happening. And
yeah, he's rewriting history between
yeah.
them and obsessing over it without being able to kind of like forgive her and trying to find a reason good enough, plausible enough to be like, okay, you've done this because of this reason, or because you were bullied, or because you saw somebody die, you were mentally or emotionally scarred. And she's like, no, there was some light bullying at school. She was alone, probably a lot of
Mm-hmm.
self-loathing, a lot of insecurities. And the only comfort was the internet. So whatever happens behind closed doors, a little bit like adolescence in a way, like what happens behind closed doors. And then she's like, and the reason why I haven't done it is because another shooting had happened the day before she wanted to
Yeah.
act on it, and one of their classmates had died,
Okay.
and she saw the impact that a death had on all the other people, and now they all came together to grief. And she was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. So there's like a moral compass there where she's like, maybe maybe I
Yeah.
shouldn't.
God forbid that, like, people actually act on the moral compass.
You know what I
Like,
mean? Like I would have
and
rather
then she
have that.
proceeds. She actually proceeds to go and do, like, volunteering and, like,
Yeah, she goes the complete
yeah.
opposite way. God forbid we're not like condoning this kind of like, oh yeah, you're allowed to think about doing a mass murder. It's fine. No, it's of course it's a awful situation to be in, but definitely this movie, I think it's a way of making you think about how would you
Yeah,
react if you knew something.
I think the greatest.
It's an extreme
Yeah, it's an extreme
situation.
situation, especially because, of course, he's English, by the way, and she's American.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's a little bit of culture drop in between them, but at the same time, he takes it
Mm-hmm.
very seriously, which, by the way, you should, because, like, anything smaller as, like, hurting like an animal could go to be anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, what struck me the most is the fact that people really didn't understand it, and really didn't like the fact that she didn't do it, but nobody seemed to,
Yeah.
like, go over the fact that she went the opposite complete way. God forbid
Yeah,
we get
exactly. It's
educated and we
even
see,
glazed over a little
like,
bit because it's
God
like,
forbid that we get educated and see the consequences of our actions in front of us.
mm-mm,
God forbid that we see it before we do something
mm-hmm,
stupid, of like, you know.
yeah. The thing that I found hilarious as well is that the director himself is European. So I
Yeah.
think in making this movie and to talk about how would you react if somebody you loved will show themselves a different side of them to you, would you be able to move past it? Would you that's the whole premises of the
I think
film.
I would do
It's
it.
like what would you
Yeah.
do
I think I would do
in a
exactly like
situation.
him. I would have a mental breakdown.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, 100%. I will never, I wouldn't be able to. But I think it's like in this way, it does it in a really
Yeah.
dramatic way. So he has to find something that is completely out of left field to then show you what can happen on the other side. Like the person that is shocked then goes through so
7
many lengths
stages
to
of
try and
grief.
understand what's going and so too many stages of grief, exactly, like he cannot touch her, he cannot live, like he's rethinking everything, their whole story. And it's like even rethinking about the fact you told me that you got this, like no, I never told you how I got deaf, I just told you that I was deaf from my ear. I didn't tell you how it
Yeah.
happened. I never lied to you
Which,
about
by the
that.
way, she seems pretty heavy on like what has happened. Like, she didn't want to say it. She gets really scared after she says it. And like, she's really conscious of the fact that he might not want to marry her anymore.
And you gotta remember as well that they were all drunk.
Yeah, of course.
But she has a quite a sober reaction to it.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know if I should say this. And then when they go home, I was like, I'm really sorry. And I thought we were like, I thought this was a
Yeah.
game, and I said this. I thought it was alright. I was like, no, it wasn't alright. And she was like, of course, if you were sober, you wouldn't have thought that this was alright. But she tries to understand his point of view to a point where she also tries to be like, you know what? Let's go back to the beginning. Let's meet each other again as if we never met each other. Let's try again and see if we can move past this. And he's like, I don't want to do this. Like, I know you, but I also don't know you. So he's focusing a lot on this fact that he doesn't know
Yeah.
this part of this person. And again, in a relationship or even when you meet people, how often can you say that you really know somebody? Because you know a fraction of their story, right? The moment in which you're meeting them or you are proceeding with your
Yeah.
friendship, but you never know what happened before. If they open up to you, you might know along the way. But even with friendship, if somebody was to told you, oh, when I was young, I went through this, yeah, you will see them differently, but it will also give you another fragment of their
Of course.
personality that might explain some things. In this case, instead, it just spirals because it's so extreme. And in trying to justify it, then he acts on his instinct, the basics one, to try to level the playing field. And only once he does that, he's like, okay, we can move past this. But she's like, no, we cannot. Like, what you've done is worse because you
Yeah,
actually
you
did it.
actually act on it.
So there's like this kind of like difference and just like like confrontation, confronting the two type of
Yeah.
things that they went through.
The two sides of the
And
same
it's
coin, basically.
exactly, exactly. But she's like, meanwhile, while she can move past it, or she tries to, anyways, especially in the last scene where they're talking to one another, and she wants to start over. She's kind of like the better person in the relationship because he couldn't move
Yeah.
past it, and he had to do something to move past it while still feeling bad about the action because, of course, he didn't feel good. He was fidgeting for the whole ceremony and everything. And then on top of that, you have the bridesmaids that it's so mean,
Yeah.
getting so drunk and just trying to steer the pot. And even the speech was like so condescending and so mean. You're like, oh my god, like I wouldn't want to have this person as my bridesmaids,
No,
to
I
be
don't think
honest.
so.
Like her character was really, really bad, really well portrayed, but like I couldn't stand there. I was like, you talk and you are so judgmental and you are so high and
Yeah.
mighty, but you are the worst human being because you did put somebody in a
Yeah,
closet
literally.
and left them there without worrying about
Like, what are you
anything.
worrying
So
about
I'm
that
like,
she actually attempted to the life of someone? You did the same thing. That she planned it.
and you actually did
When
it.
she planned it,
Like
well,
she
you didn't
was
plan it, but you act on it.
exactly like, oh, but because the planning makes it more intentional. I just act on instinct. Like you're worse because you
On
acted on
an
an
instinct,
instinct.
yeah.
There is an intrusive thought. You acted on an intrusive thought. So it's like it's an interesting way of, I think, analyzing human behavior.
Instead of not acting on something that you have premeditated for so long to the point that it feels
Mm-mm.
right, and then you decide not to act on it. How is that worse
Yeah.
than you acting?
I think this is why I find it interesting. Like in when we were talking about it, both of us gave it 3 star
Yeah.
out of 5. As I said, like the only thing about this that doesn't sell the movie well, it's unfortunately the chemistry between Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. Individually, both of them really great performance. I do have a little problem with Robert Pattinson's hands. He does a lot of acting with his hands, but it's like a weird sort of acting. And I just see it. I'm like, oh my God, your hands are everywhere. You
Your
should tie
hands
them on your
are
back.
everywhere.
Honestly, the way that he moves them, it's
I
so
never
weird. Like
realized
it
that.
feels like it's not their his hands.
Oh,
It's so
I never
weird.
realized that.
But great performance for the both of them. She does really well tapping into emotions, but the chemistry between the two, it didn't sell the couple. So you kind of be like, I believe that those two wouldn't get along because look at how easy it is. Like there's not a lot of human connection or emotions. And I feel like I'm unfortunately, I feel like it does come from Zendaya's being really closed off. Like she's behind a
Yeah.
wall every time that she's acting with male counterpart. Because I had noticed the same thing in Dune with Timothée Chalamet's character, and I blamed it on the character of Chani, which is quite hard, quite strong, independent, and maybe doesn't fit well in the mold of being a partner. So I was like, maybe it's the story. But then I watched her in this one, where she should be having like a relation, a really strong bond with her partner. Like you are getting married with somebody and you should be really excited. She was
Yeah.
bland. Like like we organizing the wedding, like she was as if she was just there. So I saw her eyes completely glazing over and not making any sort of like
Even when
romantic
she met him the
connection.
first time, it was like not she want. It was like you were watching someone that didn't want to reenact it. And for a second, I was
Yeah,
just like, is she gonna do this or is she gonna like be a bitch about it? So I was a bit
exactly. I
confused
had the
about.
same.
Yeah, I was a bit confused. I was like, is she gonna do this? Is she gonna go through with this?
Yeah, so I
Now
feel
I
like
understand why.
that is the only obstacle that she has as an actress, I believe, because the rest is
Yeah,
fantastic. Like the way that she can be emotional, the way that she can be cold, and the way that she can be manipulative. Because we saw it in
yeah.
Euphoria, we
God,
saw it in many characters that she plays.
in
She's
Euphoria, it's
fantastic with
insane.
emotions, but when she has to
Angry
play the
emotion,
part,
like
yeah,
female rage, she's very good at.
sadness, female rage, being like a force of nature,
Yeah,
absolutely. But when it comes with romantic feelings, she's she gets completely she blanks you like literally. So I feel like the only pinch point for this film to not be as believable or as strong as it could have been, it's just that the relationship between the two of them is not
yeah.
realistic. It doesn't feel like it's a couple that is about to get married and really excited. You feel like there's something wrong with them before she says something, before she
Yeah, it's like
reveals
either
her
there's not
big war
too there's not
secret.
that much importance, so there's almost too much that they're like going off like the edges. You don't understand which is which. You get a little bit confused on like if they actually like each other or if it's like
Yeah,
again, as I said at the start, I thought that she was gonna kill him, like somehow she was gonna end up killing him. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting movie. My review, um, as on word by word, I think it was not a lot of people are going to understand this anyway.
Oh,
which is
absolutely.
what happened.
Absolutely. It's yeah, that's really interesting because I feel like a lot of people will just stop at surface level and potentially they might be like, "Oh, I didn't understand this because I cannot relate to the reality that is gun violence."
Hmm.
So, although the reality of gun violence is violent to begin
Yes.
with, like you don't have to live in
No.
America to think that that is such a drastic and really painful thing to do,
Yeah.
to plan and to do. Like, you don't have to be an American person to be like, this is
Yeah, of
crazy,
course.
this is horrible. It's like, it's literally humanity at its lowest.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
So I feel like when you, if you watch this movie and you stay surface level, it's just gonna fly over
You're
your
gonna
head,
be the character of the
100%.
bridesmaid.
Yeah, correct, exactly. You're just gonna feel outraged, and you're not gonna understand. You will refuse to put yourself in the protagonist's shoes. You'll be like, nah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
She's
it's just
right.
like
That's a really bad thing.
the whole discussion stops at the fact that she had the notion of doing it, but she didn't.
Nobody asked her what was going on, what got you there. Nobody worries about the person, but everybody worries about the act not done
Which is
or what the act could have
which is
meant.
by the way you stop the act being done, apart from of course laws against gun. It's
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
taking a little bit of care of those kids that are like
Yeah,
estranged.
noticing when something is
Yeah,
off.
that's exactly how you take care of it. But instead, you decided to do exactly the opposite thing.
And this would have worked the same if she would have said, "Oh, I have while we were on the first 3 months of dating, I slept with somebody, I cheated
Yeah,
on you, or I thought about cheating on
and
you
they didn't.
and haven't gone through." It could have been the same thing because it's the thought of doing something bad. She hasn't acted on it, and yet everybody else overanalyzes the action that didn't
Yeah.
happen. And it would have been the same. Oh my god, you thought about cheating on me? Are you crazy? Oh my
Why
god.
when
Three
we
months into
yeah.
a relationship, we were in our honeymoon phase. Everything was great. So he was gonna be overanalyzing anything
Hmm.
anyways. In spite of the fact that she said, I was about to.
Especially
I thought about it, but
especially
I
him
haven't
as a
done it.
character, I feel like he would have been the one to analyze literally everything.
Yeah, because as a professor, he's kinda is overanalyzing stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot in his
Yeah,
head.
exactly.
Even the way that he kind of like tries to get to know her, he gets a lot in his
Yeah.
head. And that's why she's like, you want to do a do over? Like, she's the one that kind of way kind of like
Yeah,
centers
she's
him.
like the cool one and he's like the nerdy one.
Exactly, exactly.
Definitely. Good dynamic though.
It was a, yeah, it was good. I find the editing a little bit weird.
I liked it actually.
You like that because to me it was a little bit like chop and
I
change.
like that very much actually.
I find a little bit
I feel
disturbing.
like that makes yes, which is good though.
Yeah,
So
it was like for the story, I think it's
I
needed.
feel like that's what I'm saying because it reeled me in because it was like incredibly disturbing from the start, from the kind of like cuts
Hmm.
and edits that they did, and then you realize that it is disturbing at some
Yeah,
emotional level. It is very disturbing for you, for him, for her. Like
it kind of feel like you are in his head,
yeah,
and that's why everything is like choppy or kind of erratic. He's going through the motions like he's going insane. So I feel like that's the idea of it, but to me it was a little bit weird to get used to it. I felt like I was being, when you're on a bungee
yeah.
jumping rope. I feel like I was doing
Yeah,
back
yeah,
and
yeah.
forth.
You were going back. To be fair, it's so the good thing that I like about movies is the fact that they make you think, reflect, they make you feel. There's a lot of thing like they make you scrutinize actions, things, or people, characters, and stuff like that. So I think that in succeeding, this movie does that.
Yeah,
This movie
absolutely.
actually does that, and it makes you think, and it makes you like dissect all of this information. It makes you like it makes you, as you said, go on a bungee jumping about like what the fuck is going on.
And even the, oh my God, I just remember this. Even the whole debacle about the DJ smoking crack. I was like, okay, yeah, fair. I wouldn't want a
A crackhead.
cracked up DJ. Yeah, I wouldn't want a crackhead over there. But even that conversation was wild. The way that even the
Yeah.
DJ was like, "Oh, you're a fucking
Yeah.
bitch," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Wow, that is a strong reaction, but so out of line." And if you think about the
Yeah, it
fact
was like
that
everything was
they are in this,
dramatized.
yeah, everything was dramatized, and then you're like, you do realize that you're judging somebody smoking crack, which by all means is not good,
We don't
but
condone
you are
drugs.
not. Yeah, kids don't
Don't
do
do drugs.
drugs, but in your head you have the idea of like, yeah, but you, I can't remember what he did. It was something silly,
I
and
don't
probably
remember what
even
he
he
did
did the right
actually.
thing that he did. Yeah, the other one like close a kid in a closet, and she almost must murder everybody, and you're now judging a person that is smoking crack, potentially recreationally, which again, not a great choice of drug. Absolutely don't condone that. But honestly,
Are you comparing
everything
the
was
two
crazy.
things?
I look, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with
I
everybody?
think that was the point of the movie, that to make you think like, what the hell is wrong with these people? Because it's just like
Like everybody judges
everybody in their
everybody,
own world.
and we're all doing it from a high
Yeah,
horse. And we're like, actually, we should all be looking inward. And we're like, do I have a leg to stand on to judge
yeah,
somebody? Like everybody has a
yeah,
past.
definitely.
So I think that's the point of the movie in a way. But it was hilarious the way that it was
Yeah, no,
dramatized, and the drama is the
it's
perfect
very
title for
complex. It's
sure.
very complex. It's a very
Yeah,
complex
it
movie
is. It
that a lot of
is.
people won't understand. But yeah, definitely, it was
Yeah.
definitely cool to watch. But yeah, there's a couple of things actually that I was reading on Rotten Tomatoes that I thought it would be very funny to read. Um,
Please.
so we never done this before, but it really caught my eye. So there's one of them that says, I want to know if you're on board with that.
Yeah.
One says a compelling high-wire act, wonky at times, yet committed to living in discomfort.
Oh, absolutely.
I think is a very
Like
good
the
one.
amount of vomiting in
Oh
this
my
movie,
god,
it was
for real!
disgusting.
I thought about it. I was like, emetophobic people cannot.
Yeah, could never. No, no, don't go watch it if you feel strongly about
About people
people vomiting in
vomiting.
front of you.
Yeah,
Please avoid,
genuinely.
because honestly, I was like, cannot look at this no more.
No, genuinely, it was so much, and I was just like, why is this? But it's uncomfortable. It makes you uncomfortable. Like physically, it makes you
Yeah,
uncomfortable mentally, so it makes
and I
sense.
think for the whole movie, I did feel a sense of being uncomfortable. Every scene, there hasn't been a scene where I was like not even feeling a second an embarrassment or feel
You're
like, oh my
very
god, what am I
uncomfortable. Yeah,
watching?
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't do this. Yeah, it's really, really
You're very
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. Yeah, it says somebody else says the drama was a refreshingly dark dramedy. They call it dramedy,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
thought that,
I
that was
agree.
really cool.
I had some laughs, like one of the moment where I laughed out loud, and then I was like, "Why am I laughing?" It's there's the sex scene where she just literally slaps the shit
Oh
out of him,
yeah,
and I was like, What just happened?" And I started laughing. I was like, "Oh my god!" And I don't know if it was a stress laugh, an uncomfortable laugh, or I was like, "This is too much.
that
What's
is
going on?"
incredible. There was like a moment of no
Yeah,
understanding, and you also did not understand, which was very funny.
yeah. He was like so confused. I was like, "What have you done this?" Oh,
So
sorry.
for negative ones, that someone that says that the movie has at least a dark sense of humor that carried the point, but it's almost a very mediocre movie.
I can see why you would say that, but it's more because probably you stop at a surface
Yeah,
level type of analysis of the film. Probably the film didn't speak to you or didn't make you explore that kind of like internal darkness that everybody has, because I think that's the point.
yeah,
Like everybody has a dark secret, whichever it could be, and who are we to judge
yeah.
each other?
I think that the judging part is very big. Apart from the fact that, of course, I think it has a very big meaning of like the actual the actual genre of the movie. Like, yes, it's gun violence and everything else around it. So I think that the everything else will be a lot of why are you judging when you
I
can't
think
judge people?
the gun violence was only used as shock
Yeah,
factor
definitely.
because it's something sort of
Yeah, very
relatable for an
relatable,
American
very
audience.
now, very
So it
present.
was something that would be
Yeah,
felt and people would be like, oh my God. So I feel like it's just a placeholder for something awful
yeah,
that you could have done in your past,
definitely.
that it could be everything.
Another one says that I lost that. No, I lost it. Oh,
I
it
lost it.
says that the film does not reach the heights of the premises and examination due to its difficulty in navigating Zendaya's tricky character.
I'm gonna be honest. I think the problem for this viewer is probably the fact that the chemistry didn't click
Yeah.
for them. And that's what makes it tricky because at the end of the day you feel like she doesn't care that he's falling apart
Yeah, she looks like
in certain
it's like
moment.
a crocodile tears.
She's just going with the
It's like
motion.
crocodile tears. You see them, but you don't believe
Hmm.
them.
Yeah, and that's a part. That's the point of the chemistry. Like, how are you selling a love story if you cannot make the audience believe that you have a proper connection with the person? It felt like literally she was waiting on his
Yeah,
reactions
it's like she had
and
absolutely no saying in anything. Like
yeah,
you
exactly.
also the one that is
Waiting
going.
for him to,
You're
yeah.
also the one that is going to get married. Like you can say something to him. You can say that you don't like how he's taking it, or you can explain something. No, she just stands there.
That could be a really deal breaker for her. They could be like, you know what? Actually, I think I don't know
Yeah,
you because you don't want to talk
yeah,
about it. You're closing yourself off. You don't want to listen to me explaining this. So, how are we going to handle the rest of our life
yeah. Of
together
course,
if you don't want to have a conversation?
of course. Yeah,
So, yeah.
it goes on and on and on into like the complex of like both of the character and like the shock factor that you talked about. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, it was a cool watch anyway. It's
Yeah. I will recommend watching it. Like, it's not a film, as I said, it's not a movie that I will rewatch. It's
yeah,
a movie that I will probably forget about 2, 3 days after I watched it. I'm not gonna dwell on it too
yeah,
much,
but it's a good thing
but
to
it's a good movie
yeah.
to watch. It gives you a lot of food for thoughts if you want to spark a conversation about relationships and even friendships as well, because it's not just about two people that fall
Hmm.
in love. It's about even their friends, the people that they lose, how her family doesn't know who she is,
Yeah, because the
and
family
a
has
little
no
bit of everything.
idea.
No, the family doesn't have any clue.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
And most of the time, when you hear about gun violence, the
It
family
doesn't
doesn't
have
have
any
any
idea.
clue
Yeah.
because that's the whole
Yes,
point. It's the
100%.
fact that you don't know if somebody's going through a struggle. And in these scenarios, like it's just a dramatization of
Hmm.
that. I was like, I would suggest for people to watch it, to give it a go, give it a chance.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really interesting, and they've done a really clever promotion. Apart from the fact that Zendaya turned it into a fashion show about something blue, something white, something borrowed, like in the theme of a wedding, which was really nice. It's really clever.
She's very
Her
clever with
her stylists are really,
yeah.
really good in using her strong assets and her love for fashion. So that was really well done. And then she got catapulted into the Euphoria promotion as well, because now the first episode came out, I think, yesterday
No, it
for
didn't.
season 3. Yeah, it did. Mm-mm. Yep. And there's people already posting stuff on Instagram. I'm like, why can I not enjoy
I haven't seen
something at my own
anything.
pace? Yeah, there's been the first episode came out, and I think it's a we have been taken in the
Oh
future.
yeah, yeah, that I know. That I knew. That I knew.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And people, of course, got quite emotional because there's been a couple of dedication
Sorry, I just smacked
to
something.
the different actors that passed
Yeah.
away that were part of the project. So yeah, quite emotional. But I mean, it's been a long time coming for
Yeah, like
Euphoria.
three,
So
four years.
I think the hype is gone.
Which
Yeah,
is very sad, by the way, because it's a good show.
yeah. But I think Even with the second series, I think he was going too far.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens now. Probably they maybe age them up a little bit just to make
I
it
mean, they don't need to
more
age them up. The kids grew for 5 years.
correct. I mean, Alexa Demi is like 37 and she's paying us 16
Yeah,
years old.
exactly.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe making portray their own age.
Yeah.
But kudos for her and her skincare. Please,
Oh
sis,
my God,
share
she's
because
beautiful.
my God.
She's gorgeous.
But yeah, so Euphoria came out. The drama came. The drama promo went at the tail end of Euphoria coming out. So it's if you find yourself having time to spare, do watch it. I think it's a movie that needs to be seen.
Definitely. Definitely. No, I agree. I think that we can call it a day. I think that we can call it a day on the drama.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we're doing next week, but I'm sure my sister will be back.
I'm
You
checking the
checking
notes
right now.
because at least we can
That's
see.
crazy.
Yes. So I see that we have The Boys written.
My God.
But I don't know if we're gonna change the plan, to be honest, because I don't watch The
Is
Boys.
it out?
Who watches
Actually,
The Boys?
me.
I think so. You watch. Julia doesn't know what she's watching. I think something is out because I saw it on Amazon Prime.
Because they got 6 horror movies out in the same month. On the 17th of April, The Mummy from Cronin is coming out. Ronin.
Oh, I've been seeing. Yeah, I saw the posters and everything.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited. I'm very happy about it. But yeah.
I am in my romantasy era, so I'm just reading
When
a lot
is
of
Off
books.
Campus
and
coming out?
Yeah, on the 13th of May. In a month. In a month time.
She
In a
knew
month
it
time, I'm
at
gonna
the
go back to
sec-
my hockey, people. Yeah, I'm in a month and I'm gonna be insufferable. But for now, I'm just romantasy girly. So I'm disassociating that way.
I disassociate even in books, honestly. I haven't read the
Yeah.
I haven't read the book in like 6
I
weeks.
think I read in a month. I read 5 books,
crazy.
and all of them were like around 800 pages.
That's me in January.
So I was like, yeah, exactly. I'm just like focused on that, and I'm gonna start a new series now. So yay, I'm happy.
Okay. on this level, I will go. So thank you very much for staying with us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.